Hello everyone, this is Navin, faculty from Department of Business Administration, Mangalore University. Welcome to the presentation of performance appraisal methods. Before we study the appraisal methods, so let us know what is performance appraisal. So let us have a look on a small introduction of performance appraisal. Okay, so you have already studied the concept called 3P's compensation concept in compensation management, I hope. So the three P's that stands for pay for position, pay for person, pay for performance. So among those, the third concept, that is pay for performance. So pay for performance, that is also known as performance based pay. So this is a popular method of providing the compensation to the employees. So almost all the companies are adopting this method in their compensation system. So according to this method, that is pay per performance or performance based pay, that uh, yes, so that tell you that they will provide compensation based upon the performance of each employees. So here it purely says that you are providing the compensation based on the performance of each employees. So here, so before you providing the compensation to the employees, so you need to know the performance level of the employees, of course. So simply you cannot decide the performance of the employees, so you have to evaluate that. So you have to evaluate, you have to review, or maybe I can say you have to check the performance of each employees. Then after checking, after evaluating the performance, you will get an idea of performance level of the employees. So you will get to know, what kind of performance they have, what kind of performance level employees are having. Okay, so after you know doing this evaluation, you will get to know the performance level, then you can make the compensation system. So the review process, or maybe checking process, or maybe I can say appraising process, okay, that is known as performance appraisal. Okay, so here performance appraisal, that is also known as performance review or annual review. So this is simply means that it's a regular review or regular evaluation of an employee's performance and also the overall contribution to a company. That means how much contribution that particular employee is giving to the company. Okay, how much is that particular employee is contributing, whether he is meeting the company's standard, company's target or not. And also here you are evaluating the skills, achievements, growth, or maybe whether they are also I can say whether they are failed to meet the standard or not. Okay, whether they are skilled workers, whether they are unskilled workers or not. Okay, so you are checking the achievements level also. So what, whether they are achieving the positive results or negative results, whether they are growing in their job or not. So if they are not growing, then what would be the reason? Okay, so by uh, you know by doing this performance appraisal or annual review, you will get to know. Okay, so let me take in simple example. So let me take in your own example. Okay, so you were studying MBA. Okay, so once your course gets over, so you'll be having the examination. Yes or no? Yes. So why do education institutions or colleges will conduct examinations? Why? Because to test the student knowledge, to test your performance. Yes, how well that particular student has understood the concept. Okay, so here the examination process will be done to know the performance of each student. Yes or no? So by having the examination system, after the examination, if examination gets over, you will receive a results. That results will say whether you have passed, or whether you have failed, or whether you have passed with distinction, rank or whatever. Okay, so by receiving that result, education or the education institutions or college will get to know the performance level of student. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So similarly in organization also, the in order to review, in order to check the performance of the employees, the performance appraisal system or annual review would be done. So here this evaluation is done once in a year or every 6 months or every month or quarterly basis. Okay, it is up to the organizations. Okay, so let's say your some colleges will have monthly test, or some colleges will have semester exams, and some colleges will have annual exams. Yes, so they will conduct annual exam also, semester exams also, or maybe monthly tests. So it is up to the institutions. Yes, similarly in company also, so they will have their own evaluation period. Okay, it is up to the company. Okay, so this is as a whole, um, in order to provide the compensation, company must know the performance level of the employee. Okay, so in order to know the performance level, this performance review or annual review was done. I hope you're clear with the meaning of performance appraisal. Okay. The next, the main topic, that is methods. Okay. So there are a lot of methods that you have already studied in human resource management also, but there are six performance appraisal methods that are practical, that are applicable in practice now, right now. Okay, that are practically applicable now. So among that, first one is MBO, that is management by objectives. So here the management by objective, it is a one of the appraisal method where the managers and employees together identify, plan, organize and communicate objectives to focus on during a specific appraisal period. So it just simply means that you here the manager or the subordinate, or manager and the employee, both of them come together and they will set objectives and they will discuss each other. So they will make a plan, or they will identify objectives or targets or goals, and they will set a strategy that how they can achieve that. Okay, so both of them discuss, and so once they discuss, then evaluation will be done. Okay, evaluation will be done at the end of the period. Okay, then they'll get the result. So let's take an example. So think that you are the you are the salesman, new salesman, and I'm the sales manager. Okay, so you are the sales man, and I'm the manager. So here, I have not explained anything about the product, and I did not say anything about the target. So on spot, I'm saying that your daily target is 2000 product. That means you need to sell 2000 products per day. So on spot, I will tell you that you need to sell 2000 product. So are you able to sell? No, you're not able to sell. Why? Because that target is too much for you. Yes, you do not have that much capacity. Yes, that is unrealistic for you. Yes or no? Because you do not have experience also. Yes, and you are new employee there, and you do not know anything about the product. You do not know how to attract the customer. How to make in effective sales. Yes, so as a manager, being a manager, sales manager, I have to explain the target that is expected, by the company, from the employees, from you. Yes, so being a manager, I have to explain, how to make a effective sell, how to attract the customer. Yes, suppose if I discuss all this target before I assign this work, of course you will achieve this. Okay, so I will get to know your capacity. Of course, if I say 2000 products to sell, it is not possible to sell because you do not have that much capacity. So as a beginner, so I have to reduce that. So when I communicate with you, I will get to know your capacity because you do not have experience. So I may reduce that you know target also, and I may motivate you also, and I may give you some suggestions, I may give you some strategy that how you can now attract the customer. Yes or no? Yes. So here, this is how you have to communicate with the with your subordinates. Okay, so in this process, a manager or the supervisors, they will set the objectives and the goals, and so once they set the objectives, then they have to discuss with their subordinates or with their employees. Okay, so once they have the discussion with them, then they will evaluate the that particular performance. Okay, they will control, they'll see the progress report. So after assigning the work to them, they will see the result. So it is up to the evaluation period. So at the end of the period, they will check the performance level. Okay, so by checking the performance level, they will get the result. Okay, that result that result may be positive or negative. So here, from result, employee will get success or failure. He may get success also, he may failure in achieving the target also. Okay, suppose if he successfully achieved the target, that means he will be appreciated, he will get reward, as a promotion, or maybe you will increase his salary. To suppose if he failed to meet the standard, then you will transfer his position to another position, or maybe I can say you may remove from the organization, or maybe I can say you will give another chance to improve him by giving the training. Okay, by motivating them, or maybe by counseling them. Yes. So this is how you will motivate them. Okay, so here this MBO, it is basically say that whatever you have the discussion, whatever you set the objectives, so purely you know you have to deal with them. Okay, so before you execute, before you setting the target, okay, final target, you have to deal with the employee own employees. Okay, so are they whether our targets achievable or measurable or realistic. Okay, okay, how they can achieve it. Okay, so this is all you have to explain with them. So by explaining them, it is easy for employees or subordinates to achieve the objectives or achieve the target. Okay, so here it is this kind of method is suitable for measuring the quantitative and qualitative output of senior management, like managers, directors, and executive. Okay, so I have already said the it is applicable, mostly applicable for top management. Okay, top level management. So of course, when the senior manager or the management, when they take up the decisions, major decisions, so they have to communicate with their subordinates, like managers or directors. So when we say the top management, they will take high decisions. The decision is totally depend on them only, because the decision is a matter of the company image. Of course, when they take up a decision, they have to communicate, or maybe when they take up certain policies, when they when they have a plan, when they have a plan of executing some new policy to the organization. So they have to ask the opinion of all the supervisors or subordinates, or maybe managers. They have to ask with the subordinates. Okay, there this MVO will applicable. Okay, so a company like Walmart and the retail giant. So these companies will use this method, the MBO method, in their top and middle level decisions, middle level management. Okay, This is all about MBO. So I hope I'm clear with this. The next, um, that is 360-degree feedback. So I hope you have already studied this 360-degree feedback. So it is a multidimensional performance appraisal method that evaluates an employee using feedback that collected from the employee's circle of influence, namely managers, peers, customers, and direct reports. So earlier in other methods, so only there the employee is being evaluated by supervisors or maybe supervisors or maybe managers there. But here what happens, one particular employee will be evaluated or maybe screened by different people there, not only one people, there are many people. Okay, so here many people would be there. So here each employees will be evaluated by different people. Here the different people are manager, peers, or subordinates, customer, or maybe client. Okay, so this 360-degree feedback, so mainly based on five yes, so five components, that is self appraisal, managerial reviews, peer reviews, subordinates appraising manager, and um, customer or client's review. So here the self appraisal, that means you are reviewing yourself. Okay, so self appraisal, so if you are an employee, so you are you are checking your strength and weakness. So you are looking at yourself. Okay, so what strength you have, what is your weakness. Suppose if you have weak, if you are weak in one particular thing or in one particular aspect, so you are just thinking how you can improve that that kind of skill, or maybe how you can turn weak into how you can make it as a strength, how you can convert weakness into strengthness. Got it? You have to make it, you make it as a strength. So you have to look back at your performance, so what you are doing. Okay, so at what level you are there in the organization, so you have to appraise yourself. Okay, whether you're doing right or wrong, you're meeting the standard or not. Okay, so next component is managerial review. Okay, so here the managerial review, here the performance reviews, that is here the opinion of your performance will be given by the managers of you. Okay, the different manager would be there. Suppose if you're working under one particular manager, so he will give your feedback, so he will say his opinion on your performance level. So whether you're performing well or not, whether your behavior is good or not with them, or or not. So he says the entire thing, whatever he knows about your performance in the organization, so he will say his own opinion there. Got it? And next is peer reviews. So here peer reviews, peers are, colleagues or co-workers, or maybe I can say friends, one who work with you, along with you, in the organization, they work with you. So they will also give you feedback. They'll also give a feedback on your work. Okay, because they will see you by near in the organization, so they'll be knowing your performance better, and they'll be knowing, they'll be know you better. And because every day they interact with you. Yes, so they will also give a feedback. Okay, whether this particular employee is good in this particular aspect or not, whether he's meeting, or whether he is loyal, whether he is whether he is honest in workplace or not, whether he is regular to work or not. Okay, so that all these things will be decided by peer reviews. Okay, the next is subordinates appraising manager, that is Sam. So here the subordinate, so here the decision, here the opinion, or maybe I can say the performance opinion, a performance level, that will be decided by your subordinates. So one, suppose if you are a manager, so your performance review is going on, then your subordinates, so they must put their own opinion on this particular performance, on you. Okay, whether the manager is good at us, or maybe whether they have a good behavior with us. So what kind of you know behavior they have with us, where, attitude, and how well they manage things. Okay, so all these things will be opined by your subordinates. The next is customer or client review. Of course, the customer or client review, it does also matter. Your customers could be two. Okay, one could be the customer of internal customer and the external customer. So here internal customer, okay, or maybe you are within the organization. Suppose if you're dealing with the customer who are within the organizations, okay, or maybe or I can say suppliers. If you're dealing with the suppliers, so they will be knowing your attitude, they'll be knowing your behavior also. And external customers, okay, you will every day you will deal with them. Of course they will be know your attitude. Okay, they will know your interpersonal skill, how you communicate with them. Okay, and how well you have a relationship with them. Okay, this is all about the relationship what you have with the customer. So it is also opined by the customer or clients. Okay, so these all five components are very important when it comes to 360-degree feedback. So here each employees will be uh, appraised or evaluated by five different people. That is, you itself, and manager of you, and co-worker or colleagues, and subordinate or your employee, and your customers, or maybe your clients with whom you deal. The next, okay, that 360 degrees also used in different companies like RBS, Sainsbury's, and G4S. These companies are using 360-degree method in their performance. Uh, Performance, yes, they use this 360-degree feedback in their company to measure the employee performance. The next method, that is assessment center method. So this concept was introduced in the year 1930 by German army. Okay, so this looks a little different. Okay, it is an old concept, but now also it is applicable. Okay, so here this assessment center, so here they will assess the performance of the employees. Okay, so I think you have already you have studied this. So here what company will do, why it is applicable now, because it is little different. How? Here what they'll do, they will make all the employees to participate in the in the management activities, or maybe in the management games, I can say. Okay, so here the company will make all the employees, or each employees, to participate in the management games. Let's say in basket game, informal discussions, role play, case study. Okay, or yes, so group discussion, panel discussion. Okay, so here the company will conduct different activities. So by conducting a different activities, the company will observe your performance. Okay, so observe your performance, observe your behavior. Okay, how your behavior, how your behavior is in the company. Okay, so by conducting this, the company will observe your performance level. That is how the company will assess your performance. Okay, so this assessment center method, which enables employees to get a clear picture of how others observe them, and the impact it has on their performance. Okay, of course, by conducting this kind of activities in the organizations, you will be aware. Okay, so somebody is observing you. Okay, so let's take an example. Suppose if you are asked to play role play. Okay, so when we say role play, you have to act. So you have to act to a particular situation. You are acting as someone okay, in that particular situation. That means there you're showing your acting skill, you're showing your attitude there. Your company will observe, maybe others will observe you. Yes, others will observe you whether your acting in that particular situation is good or not, how you are acting. They will see your behavior, how your behavior is there in that particular situation. Okay, so in that particular role play, they will decide, they will evaluate your behavior. So when we say in case study, so when you are asked to present case study, so there what happens, you need to show your knowledge. Okay, so you need to show your presentation skill there. So you have to put up your own decision there, you have to think beyond the box. So you have to you know um, give your own opinion on the case study, so you have to solve it. So there you can improve problem solving skill also. So that is how. So if you're very good in solving the problem, of course that is also matters, company will observe that point also. And um, your knowledge, okay, and your knowledge also, that will be absorbed. The company will get to know how much knowledge you have regarding that case study. Okay, that is also yes, that is also a matter here. When you present a case study, others will observe your presentation skill too, like how you are presenting. Okay, so that is also matter. So in that particular situation also, the companies will assess your performance level. Okay, the main advantage of this method is that it will not only assess the existing performance of an individual, but also predict future job performance. Okay, so when we have seen in the previous methods, that was only focusing on the existing performance, but here this method will also assess the it will predict the future job performance. Okay, so by giving the case studies, okay, suppose if I give a case study, suppose if I give a case study relating to a problem, some problem, okay, that may occur in future also in the company. Okay, so um, you will solve out that case study in a very good manner. You'll be having your own strategy, that how you can solve that problem. Okay, so of course you'll be having the mindset, so you will think beyond the box, so you'll be having the knowledge on that. Suppose if at all a problems comes in the future, so you will be ready to face. Yes or no? Yes. So here this is how the company will predict your job performance in future job performance. Okay, so the companies like Microsoft, Philips, and several other organizations use the assessment um, center to identify future leaders in their workplace. So this is how this method is suitable for finding the leaders, or maybe I can say to identify the future leaders or maybe managers in the workplace. Okay, so by having all these activities, so we will get to know, we will aware of the confidence of the employees, very confident whether they are very confident in what they are doing or not. Okay, so they will see the confidence level, and they will find the leadership quality to how well they can manage the things. Okay, so the advantages of um, assessment center method are enhance the participants knowledge, and also it boosts his or her thought process. I think I have already told you, when company conduct, or when company give you a case study to solve, there you have to think beyond the box, so you have to think some innovative. Yes, so how well you can present the case study, how well you can solve the problem. So in that case, in such a way you can improve your efficiency too. Next, it offer an insight of employees' personality. Of course, it also helps the employees to increase their personality. So your personality, it may be a body language, or maybe I can say interpersonal skill, how you can communicate by, I can say, by, when you have a role play to act. Okay, so you'll be aware, okay, so I have to act in a good manner because others will be observing me, so I have to improve my communication, so I have to act for that particular situations. Yes, so you, in your mind, you will be thinking, okay, I have to improve, so I should give a good role play there, so I have to improve my communication skill. So there, in that way, you can improve your interpersonal skill. Okay, and adaptability also matters. So when I say about the problem solving, so suppose if you have already solved the problems that is related to future, so suppose whenever in future the problem occurs, so you'll be having the solutions already, you'll be having the idea, because you already know about the solution, how you can solve it. So when the problem comes, automatically you can adopt the changes. Okay, that is also matters. And these uh, assessment center method is applicable for manufacturing organizations and service based companies like ITBT and educational institutions and the consulting firms to identify the future organization leaders and managers. In manufacturing organizations, we can say they're manufacturer. So in that, in that organization, they can have simulations there. I can say duplicate you know uh, method, yes or no simulation, so where they'll recreate the things, duplication of the environment there. Okay, and service based industries and communication activities will be done, and education institutions, I think we have seen, and you have played in classroom too, you have played case studies and role plays, hmm, and other games too. Yes, that is why, because to improve your own communication skill, to improve your personality. Okay, so this is all about assessment center method. The next, BARS. Okay, so BARS is here, behaviorally anchored rating scale. Yes, so here the behaviorally anchored rating scale, which bring out both the qualitative and quantitative benefits in a performance appraisal process. Okay, so here evaluation is done. Okay, so here the evaluation is done by considering the critical situations. So here, so we have seen before in the 360-degree method and in assessment center method. Okay, there every record, every performance was a recording, so all the situations. Okay, so in all the situations, they were evaluating the performance. But here what happens, uh, they evaluate only when the employees are having, or when employees face critical situations. Okay, suppose if employees are having critical situations, that time their performance will be evaluated. So here evaluation also here evaluation also done by comparing the actual performance and the standard performance that was already set. Okay, here I have told some difficult situation or critical situation or critical instance will be created. Okay, let's say for example, so think that you are yes, so think that you are sales, so think that I am a sales manager and you are salesman. So so being a salesman, so you need to deal with the customer. Okay, suppose suddenly when you receive a angry customer, so a customer is angry on you. Okay, maybe you have sold, or maybe some other have sold some damaged goods to the customer. So for that the reason the customer is angry on you. Okay, so when you suddenly receive a angry customer, so how you have to deal with them, so you need to deal with them in a very smooth manner, because you know that the mistake is happened by you. Okay, so you have to deal with them in a smooth manner, in a cool manner. So how you react? Will you react in a rude way? Will you say that you get out and you know you yes, you get out and you go out from the organizations? Yes, we will not provide any solutions. Will you say like that? No. So first, so whatever they say, whatever they show their anger, so you will not react for that. So you will be in a cool manner. So you will say, you will agree for everything whatever the customer will say. And also you will say that, sir, we will help you, we will replace your product, and you will apologize them. Yes or no for the mistake which is done by yourself. Yes or no? Yes, so that is how. So in that particular situation, your behavior will be absorbed. Okay, so how you is how you deal with the customer. Okay, so here the behavior or maybe the performance of each employees will be evaluated when they have critical incidents or when they have critical situations. Okay. Yes. So here the critical situations, it is not only when salesman is dealing with angry customer, maybe when employee is having multiple task, or maybe I can say multitasking. Okay. So here you will also use, so when you evaluate the performance of the employees at critical situations, that time you will use the scale. So you will rate the employees. So based on certain criteria. Okay, so let's say, so here so being a salesman, yes. So here, if you are evaluating the performance of salesman, so you need to use certain. Here you can use 5 point scale. So there are varieties of scale, 5 point, 7 point, and 10 point scale. It is up to the organizations, but here you can here I have used 5 point rating scale. So here based on the criteria. So here criteria, it does totally depend on the employee. So here you can use the competencies. Here competencies could be patience, attitude, and confidence. It is up to the situations. So on that particular critical situation or critical instant, what criteria will match with the employee. So I have already told you, when you deal with the employee angry, when you deal with the angry customer, okay, so you should have the patience. Yes, suppose if you do not have patience, like how will you deal with the angry customer? You should have a good attitude. You should have a confidence. Okay, suppose even though mistake is done by you, but you should have a confidence. Okay, so there you have to see the employees patience, whether employees is having a good patience or not. So his patience is excellent, you can mark. Suppose if if he doesn't have patience, so you can mark it as a poor. He doesn't have patience. Next, attitude. What kind of attitude he has? Whether he doesn't have an attitude or not. How well he handle the customer or not. Next, you have to see the confidence. This is all based on the criteria what you set for that particular situation or for that particular employee. Okay, so this is all about okay, so you have already studied the concept called 3 P's compensation concept in compensation management, I hope. So the 3 P's, that stands for pay for position, pay for person, pay for performance. So among those, the third concept, that is pay for performance. So pay for performance, that is also known as performance based pay. So this is a popular method of providing the compensation to the employees. So almost all the companies are adopting this method in their compensation system. So according to this method, that is pay per performance or performance based pay, that yes, so that tell you that they will provide compensation based upon the performance of each employees. So here it purely says that you are providing the compensation based on the performance of each employees. So here, so before you providing the compensation to the employees, so you need to know the performance level of the employees, of course. So simply you cannot decide the performance of the employees, so you have to evaluate that. So you have to evaluate, you have to review, or maybe I can say you have to check the performance of each employees. Then after checking, after evaluating the performance, you will get an idea of performance level of the employees. So you will get to know, what kind of performance they have, what kind of performance level employees are having. Okay, so after doing this evaluation, you will get to know the performance level, then you can make the compensation system. So the review process, or maybe checking process, or maybe I can say appraising process, okay, that is known as performance appraisal. Okay, so here performance appraisal, that is also known as performance review or annual review. So this is simply means that it's a regular review or regular evaluation of an employee's performance, and also the overall contribution to a company. That means how much contribution that particular employee is giving to the company. Okay, how much is that particular employee is contributing, whether he is meeting the company's standard, company's target or not. And also here you are evaluating the skills, achievements, growth, or maybe whether they are also I can say whether they are failed to meet the standard or not. Okay, whether they are skilled workers, whether they are unskilled workers or not. Okay, so you are checking the achievements level also. So whether they are achieving the positive results or negative results, whether they are growing in their job or not. So if they are not growing, then what would be the reason? Okay, so by doing this performance appraisal or annual review, you will get to know. Okay, so let me take in simple example. So let me take in your own example. Okay, so you were studying MBA. Okay, so once your course gets over, so you'll be having the examination. Yes or no? Yes. So why do education institutions or colleges will conduct examinations? Why? Because to test the student knowledge, to test your performance. Yes, how well that particular student has understood the concept. Okay, so here the examination process will be done to know the performance of each students. Yes or no? So by having the examination system, after the examination, if examination gets over, you will receive a results. That results will say the advantages of the psychological appraisal. Okay, so this extract measurable objective data about not just an employee's performance but also potential. Yes, so here it is not only for it doesn't only um, evaluates the existing performance, also which which try to find the potential in the future, yes, is future job performance of employees. Okay, and it can be deployed easily when compared with other performance appraisal methods. Yes, and yes, it is very easy to apply, and offer introverted or yes, shy employees a platform to shine and prove their potential. Yes, this is suitable. This method help the shy employees to come forward. Okay, so let me take an example, your own example. Suppose if I so whenever I ask you questions in class, okay, some of you would be knowing the answer, but some of you will not say the answer because you do not know how to execute, and you do not know how to put your own answer. Maybe I would say that you have to answer in formal language. Okay, you have to use only the formal language. for example English, you have to answer the questions only in English. So if suppose if I would say like that, so even if you know the answer also, you cannot and you will not say because of your shy. Okay, and you will hesitate to answer it. Suppose if I give an opportunity that you can answer in any of the language, whatever you know, you can put it. Okay, even if it is right or wrong, you can say, just open up. Okay, you can say in your own words, you can say in your own language. If I would say that, everybody will say, and even if you know the answer also, you will say. That is how I am giving the opportunity, I'm giving the platform to answer. So similarly in the organization also, even company will give a chance to prove, or maybe company will give a chance to show you a talent there. Okay, and this um, yes, and here this method is suitable for large enterprises, and they can use psychological appraisal for any array of reasons, including development of leadership pipeline, team building, conflict resolutions, and more. Yes, and yes, and when we say team building, it does also matter. So in order to make employees to involve in that particular team, so you can you can use this test. Okay, and this method is used by different companies like Ford Motors, ExxonMobil, Procter and Gamble, that is PNG. So these companies will use psychological appraisal to test the personality and performance of their employees. The next method is, that is the human resource cost accounting method, that is HRA. So you already know what is human resource accounting. Okay, human resource accounting method. So this mainly find the gap between the cost of an employee and the contribution of employee. C square, I can say. Okay, it is easy to remember. The HRA is all about C square. C square is nothing but it's a gap. You are finding the gap between cost of employee and cost of employee and contribution of employee. Okay, how much company is spending on the employee, and also you were comparing that cost with the contribution, how much that particular employee is contributing to the company, whether that particular employee has the worth, or whatever you are giving, whatever you are spending on them, whether they are worth, whether that particular money is worth or not. Simply you cannot spend the amount. Yes, or if you suppose if you keeps on spending simply, again you will have to incur loss. So you have to see the benefit. So when you give the benefit to the employees, of course you will seek the benefit from them also. So you will also see the profit. You will also see the profit. So when you give a you will give a money, but you will take a efficiency, you will take a work from them. You are giving the money, and um, um, return you are getting the work from them. Yes or no? Getting the profit from them. So that is how you are finding the gap here. Okay, so here it is also, here it is obtained by comparing the, I have already told you, it is comparing the cost of retaining an employee and the monetary benefits an organization has ascertained from the specific employee. Okay, so here the advantage of human cost accounting method is effectively measure the cost and the value that an employee brings to the organizations. Of course, you have to by having this method, so you will get to you can measure the cost. Yes, how much you have spent and how much that particular employee is contributing. Okay, so how much return is you are getting from him. So you are investing on the employees, yes or no? You are, suppose if you are giving such some amount of salary, that means you are investing on that particular employee. So in return you are getting some benefits. You in in return you expect some good work from him. Yes or no? Yes. So next, it help. it helps to identify the financial implications that employees' performance has on the organization's bottom line. 2, next, it is suitable for startups and small business where the performance of one employee can make or break the organization's success. It is not suitable for large organizations, because where the number of employees are, yes, more too, and there, yes, and there everything will be decided by top level executives. But here, small or startups where the performance of one employee, that will break the organization success too. So in large organization, what happens, there are a number of employees. Even if one person does a mistake, even other can make it correct, even other can you know suppose, let's say, for example, so think that if in one side there are 100 people are working, and in other side only 5 members are working. Okay, or I can say 2 members are working. So in one side there are 100, and in one side there are 2 members. So in 100, suppose if out of 100, so 100 employees, even if one person does mistake, also even 99 people, they can manage that mistake and they can make it correct. But here what happens, 2 members, even if one person does mistake also, even that will affect the company's success. Okay, even that can break the company's success too. So here it is suitable for the startup and small business also. Okay, these are the 6 methods of a performance appraisal. The first one we have studied, that um, management by objectives. The next one, 360-degree feedback, and assessment center method, and BAS, that is behavioral anchored rating scale. Then yes, then psychological appraisals, and the last one is human resource accounting. So these performance methods are very essential for any of the organizations. Okay, so with the right performance appraisal method, the organizations can enhance the employees' performance within the organization, and also a good employee performance review method that can make the wide experience effectively and in a good manner too. So choosing the right performance appraisal method is more critical than ever, since it reflects what you think of your employees and how much you care about employees' morale too. So here you are not only just testing the performance of the employee, and you're just seeing the reaction of them also. Okay, so suppose if by having this performance review, so suppose if you get a negative result, say suppose your employees are failed to meet the standard. Okay, so sudden, then you have to see the reaction of them. Okay, so what kind of reaction they have. Suppose if you motivate them, so whether they are ready to take that motivation in a good manner, in a cool manner. Are they ready to work for your organization again? Are they ready to accept their mistake? Are they ready to improve themselves? Okay, you have to see the reaction also. Okay, this is by having this kind of methods, that will show how much care you make towards your employees. Okay, so once you have found an employee performance review method for your needs, the next step is implementing it properly to eliminate the critical performance gaps and address the pressing issues. Okay, so once you done with the you know review performance process, again the next step is that you're implementing that. Okay, so if you implement, then you will get a good result. Suppose if you do not get a good result, again you have to keep on trying that. Okay, so this is all about performance appraisal methods. I hope you are I hope you have understood the concept. Okay, so thank you for listening.